Alrighty then, hello out there to those who are listening to this live stream of the semi-final to determine who goes into the battle for third and fourth tomorrow for Division 2 at the Great Southern Slam 2018. My name is Wilhelmina. I'm hoping to be joined by someone else, but they're not here yet. So at the moment, it's just me. We have Richter City Roller Derby All-Stars playing against the Western Australian Roller Derby Awards of the Skate.
So we can't see who our jammers are yet.
Play is about to get underway, so I don't quite have time for a roster check. I will let you know as we go through who is skating for which team. There's the rolling whistle. That means play is about to get underway. That is the 5-second call from the jam timer. And I have no idea who the jammers are because I can't see yet. It looks like it is Nerdiator for Richter City. And Jiminy hit it for the Wards of the Skates. So Jiminy hit it out for lead jammer for Western Australia. And we have had a star pass. And that is Scandalous now with the star for Richter City All-Stars. But it is the Wards of the Skate who will take first blood here this evening. Picking up 4 points in the first jam of the game. Number 526, Peaches and Scream now out for lead jammer for the Wards of the Skate. And I think you'll find in that lovely purple crop top is Princess Slayer, number 666 from the Richter City All-Stars. Peaches and Scream picking up one lonely point before calling off the jam. And that is the jam whistle starting this next jam. We have number 979, Fantastic, jamming for the Wards of the Skate. She is up the front of the pack, battling her way through the Richter City wall. Meanwhile, we have Bailey's Comet, it looks like, out there jamming for the Richter City All-Stars. And she has picked up a lead jammer position. That is, in fact, Bailey's Comet. The Richter City Roller Derby hailing from Wellington, New Zealand. So it is great to have our friends from across the Tasman here to compete at the Great Southern Slam. 5 points there for Bailey's Comet. And there has been a star pass. So number 47, Boyson Skates, is now the jammer for Ward, but Bailey's Comet calling it off before she can pick up any points. All-Stars now on 7 with the Wards of the Skate on 5.
My
Looks like we have a blocker apiece in the bin to start this next jam as the jammers push fearsome tripods there. A really slow pack to start off this jam. The ward blocker just coming back on to the track from the penalty box. And the pivot going in to sit down. So jamming for the Richter City All-Stars, we have number 777, Chemical Warfare. And number 86 jamming there for Ward, Holly War. So we have had a star pass from Richter City. That will be a Scandalous. Now with the pivot with the jammer star for Richter City. She's through for the initial pass, but she's not lead, obviously, as having taken a star pass. Holly War now given lead jammer status by Jim Peckable, her jam ref, and calls it off. No points in that pass, but 5 points in the jam for the Richter City All-Stars. We hope you have been enjoying these live feeds from 4 tracks of the Great Southern Slam. Anyone out there listening / watching / doing the dishes with Derby on in the background, feel free to comment in the chat box. We are trying to keep an eye on it as much as we can. So log in, say hi. Make me feel like I'm doing a worthwhile job here and that somebody's listening to me bang on about roller derby. Number 12, Jiminy hit it there for the Wards of the Skate, and number 404, Nerdiator out for Richter City Roller Derby. She has picked up a lead jammer status and is out on her scoring pass. Jiminy hit it, still battling through the pack there. Still on her initial pass. And that is a penalty, a high block penalty to Nerdiator. So she will go and have a seat, handing the power jam to Jiminy hit it for Western Australia. She's looking tired. She's had a bit of a battle through that pack, but she's come around now with the power jam. A reminder that this is a Division 2 playoff for the consolation final tomorrow. So the winner of this game will go into the battle for 3rd and 4th position for the Div 2 of the Great Southern Slam 2018. There are other semi-finals happening on other tracks. And it looks like we have some people here from Wellington. Hello there in New Zealand. It is great to know that you are tuning in to watch your Richter City All-Stars play in this game. I hope you are staying nice and warm in Wellington. So that's 5 points for Richter City there. 4 points for the Awards of the Skate. Taking the All-Stars from Richter City out to 16 points. Awards of the Skate on 9. And we have number 666, Princess Slayer, jamming for the Richter City All-Stars. Trying to juke her way around blockers at the front of the pack. Picking up a no pass, no penalty there as signaled by Mother Superior. So she is not the lead jammer despite being out first. And Peaches and Scream getting out the front, picking up lead jammer status and calling it off. No points for anyone in that jam. A good way to keep the margin small at the start of this game. Looks like a bit of jammer on jammer action there to start with the Richter City Jammer paying for that. It looks like maybe it's Bailey's Comet paying for that with a penalty as number 979, which is fantastic from Awards of the Skate, my apologies, is trying to get through the pack. She's picked up lead jammer status, but cops a big hit. Question about what it means if someone gets no pass, no penalty. That means they have not legally passed an opposing skater, but they have not necessarily illegally passed an opposing skater. So if you are knocked out of bounds and another skater the skater who knocks you out of bounds also goes out of bounds, you do not need to yield to that skater. You do not need to enter behind them, but you will not pick up their point if you're on a point scoring pass, or earn a legal pass if you are on your initial pass. So it's not a penalty because they were not in a position to be legally passed, but it is also not a legal pass. And it looks like Richter City's jammer in the box once again. So Wards of the Skate with another power jam. And 4 points to Wards of the Skate with Holly War out jamming and with lead jammer status for this jam. Some lovely offensive blocking from her teammates to get her through. That's a grand slam. 5 points for Holly War as Bailey's Comet returns to the track. Looks like we have had a lead change with Wards of the Skate out on 18 and All Stars on 17. Holly War there calling off the jam from the flat of her back on the track. But she's up, she's okay. And picks up maybe no points for her effort that time, I think. No, she did. She picked up some points, 5 points, I believe. And Richter City with none on that pass. Jiminy hit it, hopping through the pack and picking up lead jammer for the Wards of the Skate. And the Richter City All-Stars jammer really fighting hard at the back there. We have Nerdiator, and she can't get through a really solid triangle of award skaters. But Jiminy hit it now, also struggling on her scoring pass to get past those all-star blockers at the front. Five points there, though, for Jiminy hit it, as Nerdiator still stuck in the pack, but she passes off the star to her pivot, which looks to be Tino Turnher, I believe. She is now jammer, but the jam is called off before she can pick up any more points for the Richter City All-Stars. So the captain of the All-Stars there calling a timeout for Richter City. I might use this time to quickly run you through the rosters of our team today. From WA, we have Carnosaurus, Jiminy Hit It, Tiny, Coca Roller, Juicy M Suffer, Rena Machina, Bowie Sin Skates, Hella Highwater, Peaches and Scream, Sinead Doust, Beers, Holly War, and Fangtastic. And from all the way from New Zealand, the Richter City Roller Derby skaters today are Tough Bickies, Sting, Tino Turner, Bailey's Comet, Boo-Hoo, Mel Practice, Nerdiator, May Mame, Princess Slayer, Greta Growler, Chemical Warfare, Scandalas, and your captain, Bubble O'Kill. Wards of the Skate now increasing their lead out to 31/17, but still very early in this consolation semi-final. We still have 16 minutes in this period and a whole second half to go. So we have Princess Slayer out jamming for the All-Stars. And Peaches and Scream jamming for the Wards of the Skate. Princess Slayer picking up a penalty and going and handing the power jam to Peaches and Scream, but because she took the jammer panty off her head, she is not eligible to be lead jammer. Princess Slayer not lead jammer either, so this jam will be going out the full 2 minutes. Lots of hard work for those skaters out there as the Wards of the Skate seek to control the pack and provide their jammer with a bit of passive offense during this power jam. Princess Slayer back on now. And a few skaters hitting the deck there, but they all seem to be getting up. They all seem to be okay. Just checking that their helmets are in place and their heads are okay. But like I said, this jam will be going out for the full 2 minutes, and you can guarantee that after 2 days of roller derby, and I think 3 games already each of these teams will have played, so lots of tired legs and joints, lots of sore knees and shoulders, and just even more derby action to come tomorrow. So tired skaters, tired limbs, but all in good fun and in the name of roller derby. And we have an officials timeout. Mother Superior signaling to his fellow refs in the center there. Just making sure the penalty trackers picked up what that penalty was, I believe. Quick conferral to make sure everyone is on the same page. Slane heading off to grab a first aider, possibly someone with a knock to the noggin, just getting a welfare check there. just been informed that my co-commentator isn't going to make it this evening. She's at a dinner or something, so you'll just have to put up with my voice droning on for the duration of this match. Hopefully entertaining enough for you on my own. If not, you can always put it on mute. 979 there, jamming for Wards of the State. That is fantastic, and she is your lead jammer. And we have had a star pass for the Richter City All-Stars, and that is Scandalas now with the star for the team from Wellington. But no points there for Scandalas. She seems to be saying something about her hips. Maybe she feels like an opposition skater took a whip off her hips. Not sure. Maybe doesn't really look like anything is going to come of it at this point. So looks like Holly Waugh now skipping around on the inside line, picking up lead jammer for Wards of the Skate. Number 404 for Richter City out there. That is Nerdiator. Battling her way through the last few blockers at the front. And Holly Waugh getting her 4 points and calling off the jam. And that is Bailey's comment out for lead jammer for Richter City Roller Derby. It is Jiminy Hit It, jamming for Wards of the Skate. She has taken off the star and stashed it, but she is still jamming away there at the front, trying to get out of the pack. Bailey's Comet really pushing hard to try and get around some skaters at the back there, but being recycled all the way back by number 47. That is Bowie Sin Skates. Both jammers pushing really hard now. Blockers doing an exceptional job to hold them back, and Jiminy Hitter is finally through on her initial pass. And Bailey's comment there calling off the jam. She's had enough. 3 points for Richter City and none for Wards of the Skate. We are down to nearly 10 minutes to go in this first half of the Constellation Final for Div 2. The winner of this game going through and playing the winner of the other Constellation Final, which is happening on a different track. It may be track 3. I'm not 100% sure where that is happening, but the winner of that game will face the winner of this game in tomorrow's battle for 3rd and 4th in Division 2 at the Great Southern Slam 2018. Princess Slayer now with lead jammer for the Richter City Roller Girls. And Fantastic with the jammer star for Wards of the Skate. Princess Slayer picking up 3 points and keeping all the points off of Fantastic. So closing up a little bit of that lead that the Wards of the Skate have managed to acquire. It's about a 16-point difference at the moment, so still anyone's game. Some of the games this weekend we've seen huge score blowouts really early. But now we are getting down into the nitty-gritty of the finals. We are starting to see much closer competitions in these quarter and semi-finals, and it is great to see. Bowie Sinskate's heading to the penalty bin, so if her jammer did want to pass the star, she can't. The pivot is in the bin, but Nerdiator is out with lead jammer for Richter City All-Stars. Holly War jamming for Wards of the State. Looks like she took a bit of a hit to the nose. She's not very happy about that, but still pushing on at the back of the pack there. Nearly all of the Richter City blockers actually falling on the floor there. So Holly War having a chance to get through on her initial pass. As Nerdiator hits on a scoring pass. Calls off the jam, having picked up 4 points. And waiting on Jim Peckable, 3 points for the Wards of the Skate in that jam. So we will start this jam with Wards of the Skate having a slight pack advantage. And number 56 there, Sinead Doust, doing what she can to clear a hole for her jammer. The jammer is number 12. Jiminy hit it. Call of unsporting conduct for Richter City blockers. And there are now there's only one Richter City blocker left on the track as number 777 Chemical Warfare makes her way around. Perhaps unsurprisingly, Jiminy Hit It rather, is your lead jammer for this jam. We now have 3 blockers on the track, 2 from Western Australia, 1 from Richter City. It's confusion. Where is the pack? No one's really sure. What we are sure of is that there has been a stash by Chemical Warfare. She has taken off the star as she tries again to get through the remaining blockers on the track. But she has made it through. She hasn't needed to pass to Princess Slayer, which is probably good because it looks like No, that's not Princess Slayer, my bad. That is Scandalous. She is going to take a seat in the penalty box anyway, so it wouldn't have been a very good idea to pass the star anyway. I'm sorry I can't answer the question about unsporting conduct. I am unable to get in and talk to the refs, but it looks like they are having a chat. If I'm very lucky, somebody might come over and tell me what's going on. It is one of the newer calls in the rule set, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it covers. Referees having a good old chat, and while we do, just a sponsor shout out to the Adelaide Showgrounds who provide our venue for this great event. It is a fantastic venue with space for 5 playing tracks, 2 warm-up tracks, facilities for boutcasting, 4 bouts at the same time. If you are in Adelaide and need a big fat event space, then think about checking out Adelaide Showgrounds. If you happen to be in Adelaide during September, think about checking out the Adelaide Show, which happens at the Adelaide Showgrounds. But we are very grateful to the Showgrounds for allowing us to stick tracks on their floor. Not every venue super happy to have sticky tape and rope on their floors, but at the Adelaide Showgrounds they let us have these tracks laid, and we are very grateful for them. Quite a long officials timeout. Slane having a chat with the Richter City bench. Not sure if anyone is going to tell me what's going on. There does seem to have been an ejection though, so that is probably what the refs were discussing. Slane having a chat there to Bubble O'Kill. She has been expelled, but still a bit of a chat going on with the bench staff there. No, Bubble O'Kill coming back. Sitting down back in the penalty box. So no idea what's going on there. Maybe Chris is coming to tell me? Our old ref, Chris, coming over and explaining what is going on there. There initially was thought to have been expulsion-worthy conduct. However, on further discussion from the officials, it was decided that possibly a communication error between officials was partially not to blame, but contributed to the situation. So the expulsion was downgraded back to just 2 penalties, and Bubble O'Kill will sit those out, but she will not be expelled from the game at this point. So a little bit of confusion for everybody there, but the end result is that Buffalo Kill has not been expelled from the game for that last bit of unsporting conduct. It initially looked like she would be, but she has not. And so, as far as I can see, once she has sat out her penalties, she will be allowed to return to the game and continue on as captain for the Richter City All-Stars. And Bailey's Comet now out there jamming for the All-Stars, and fantastic for the awards of the skate, and it is fantastic with lead jammer. She calls it off as, no, she tries to call it off, but she has picked up a penalty. And she has cut the track and will sit a 30-second penalty whilst Bailey's Comet comes around with a power jam for the Richter City All-Stars. It's been a confusing few jams. Skaters now just trying to get their bearings, get back into the flow of the game. And Bailey's Comet now being recycled all the way to the back of the engagement zone by number 56, that is Shanae Doust. Bailey's Comet finding herself recycled a long way back once again. Lots of seeding and lots of recycling going on. That jam going out to the full 2 minutes, with the end result being a total of 9 points for the awards of the skate, and 3 points for the Richter City All-Stars. So Holly Waugh now jamming for the awards of the skate, and Nerdiator number 404 skating for the All-Stars, and she is your lead jammer, coming around now for her scoring pass. Holly Waugh stuck at the back of a wall of purple and orange there, handing off the star to Bowie Sin Skates, as Scandalas takes a seat in the penalty box. Yeah, it will be Bowie Sin Skates now your jammer for the awards of the skate, as Nerdiator comes around, calls off the jam, having picked up 5 points.
Purple's now on 61.
16 points, still the difference as we come into the dying minute of this first half of the consolation semi-final, I should say, playing off for a spot in the game for third and fourth tomorrow morning. And Chemical Warfare, it looks like, will be your jammer for the Richter City All-Stars. She comes in hard, she goes down, she gets up, and she is lead jammer. And it looks like Jiminy Hit It is your jammer for the awards of the skate, but she has handed off the star. That is a clean star pass to Shanae Doust. So Chemical Warfare just calling off the jam there before awards of the skate can do any more damage. 4 points. Slowly closing that gap between the two teams. And that rolling whistle means it is halftime in this game. So I will say see you later. I will be back after the halftime break which could be anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes, depending on the whims of time and also how far behind we are running just at the moment. Stick around. Won't be long. We'll be back with the second half of this game, which looks to be a nice close one. So don't miss out. And we are not very far away from the start of the second half, so I just thought I would give a shout out to our referees and non-skating officials. Today on track 4 for this consolation final, we have Slain, Danger Russ, Jim Peckable, Honey Badger, Happy Cadaver, Jammy Slamister, and Mother Superior on skates. And your off-skates officials today are Leo Slayer, Creminator, Seth Lord, Bad Juju, Chewbacca, Scathing Grace, Infamous FA, Jozilla, and Gintellectual. So, of course, a big thanks to all our stripey people and all our non-skating officials. Without them, Derby is just skating around in circles, chaos and hitting, and not a nice controlled game with scoring and penalties. So, thank you for all of the officials who have given up their time. Also, our alt ref there, Chris Durrant, he is sitting there ready to take official reviews and just generally keep things in order and take over should anyone fall and injure themselves or skate into a wall. You might laugh at home, but I have seen someone do that and need to be replaced as a ref, so not naming any names. Slain. And we are back with more action. The second half is officially underway with Jiminy Hit It out for lead jammer for the awards of the skate. Not very far behind her is Nerdiator. But Nerdiator has picked up a penalty for a high block. She will be taking a seat for 30 seconds and handing the power jam to Jiminy Hit It and awards of the skate. We have a small crowd over here from Ward cheering on their team. And I know that we have a fair few people on our feed sitting there in Wellington, despite the fact it's late at night. Jiminy Hit It just facing an absolute wall of purple, but Bobble O'Kill going and having another seat in the penalty bin. It looks like that was only Jiminy Hit It's initial pass. She has yet to score any points. As she comes around on a scoring pass, now trying to get past these fierce blockers from Richter City. And she has picked up points in that pass. 4 points to Jiminy Hit It and the awards of the skate. But Nerdiator is back on the track and looking to score some points for the Richter City All-Stars. Jiminy Hit It, they're calling off the jam before Nerdiator can score any points after her return from the penalty box. And it looks like it will be Princess Slayer taking the Jammer Star for the Richter City All-Stars. But we look to be having an official review from the Richter City All-Stars. So as soon as I'm able to, I will bring you details of that official review. Being used very early in this half by the team from Wellington in New Zealand.
You wrote crop top, that was helpful just then. I was like, that's the only thing that I managed to write down. I'm like, that's okay. I can't pick anything.
And we have a huddle of zebras now discussing whatever it is that the Richter City bench has brought to the ref's attention. With any luck, we will have Chris over here shortly to let us know what is going on with that official review and the outcome of that. That said, it's only if he wants to do that. He doesn't need to come and talk to me about that. But if I can, I will let you know what is going on there. Mother Superior having a bit of a chat to the penalty box timers. And it looks like the official review is just about done. The official review has been lost by the Richter City All-Stars. And Chris here to maybe tell me what's going on.
So Richter City were challenging the no-cut call at the end of the jam on the Black Jammer. They thought that she'd re-entered the track and then after a cut and then called it off rather than seeding. The review indicated that she had called it off, the whistle was started before she re-entered the track.
I don't know how much of that you heard, but the Richter City bench there looking for a cut track call to be issued for the previous jam, feeling that the jammer had cut the track before calling off the jam. However, the way the refs saw it, the whistles to call off the jam had started before she re-entered the track, and therefore there was no cut track penalty to be issued, and therefore Richter City lose their official review for this half. And it looks like Scandalas will be jamming for the Richter City All-Stars, and she gets through for lead jammer. And fantastic jamming for the Wards of the Skate. She has also finished her initial pass. Scandalas making short work of the blockers from Perth. Picks up her 4 points and calls off the jam. We'll have a quick official review whilst all our referees get, not official review, official timeout whilst our referees get back in position. A little bit of a chat about the scores there. And the Wards of this gate bench coach calling a team timeout for the Western Australian team. So they will have a minute to sit, regroup, relax, or not. Refs having a bit of a chat first. And the bench coach for the Wards of the Skate returning to the bench now as he seems to know what's going on. Lots of discussion happening back and forth. Everyone just trying to work out what they're doing. Speederman there, bench coach extraordinaire for Wards of the Skate, doing a little dance around the corner as one of the photographers tries to get his picture. So as we come to the end of that team timeout, it looks like the Wards of the Skate will start with just 2 blockers on the track. 3 blockers for the Richter City All-Stars from Wellington, New Zealand. And that is Chemical Warfare out for the jammer for the Richter City All-Stars. She comes around and calls off the jam, picks up 3 points, taking the All-Stars to 72. Chasing down the 91 that the Wards of the Skate from WA are currently sitting on. Looks like we have some people joining us from WA now on the live feed, as well as our friends in Wellington, New Zealand. Feel free to keep your rivalry chat going in that chat box. And Nerdiator now, lead jammer for the Richter City All-Stars. Trying to pick up a couple sneaky points before Jiminy Hit It from Perth can do the same. But Jiminy Hit It does pick up 1 point. She picks up the point of Malpractice, who took herself off the track to fix a toe stop. So 3 points for the All-Stars and 1 point for the Wards of the Skate in that jam. And we will get right on to the next one with a full complement of skaters from both teams on the track. It is Princess Slayer jamming for the Richter City All-Stars, and 5:20. That would be 5:26. Peaches and Scream jamming for the Wards of the Skate. She gets recycled off the line and is now attempting probably to pass the star to Sinead Doust, but Richter City not making that easy for her. Meanwhile, Princess Slayer has gone to sit in the penalty bin. She has picked up a penalty as jammer, which means this is a power jam for the Awards of the Skate. The Star Pass has gone through, so Sinead Doust, now your jammer for Wards of the Skate. And she's coming up against some fearsome blocking as Princess Slayer returns to the track. Her penalty is finished. And the entire pack skating all the way around. So not really recycling to the back of the engagement zone. Basically engaging in some clockwise derby there, which is an interesting tactic. Why not? It's the end of a long day. Maybe they've forgotten which way around the drain they're supposed to be going. Lots of laughter and chatter coming from the team benches as well. So both skaters now will continue for the full 2 minutes as we are back in the correct derby direction now. So Princess Slayer fighting her way through. Sinead Doust trying to do the same. And there is the 2 minute time out for the jam. 4 points apiece in that last pass. 4 points in the jam for the All-Stars and 9 for the Wards of the Skate. So that cracks the triple figures for WA. Whichever tradition you uphold for when that happens, please feel free to go right ahead. Triple figures, take a drink, adopt a kitty, whatever you want to do, do it now, because that is 101 points for the Wards of the Skate. Scandalous now jamming for the Richter City All-Stars. Looks like she has lead as the jammer for Wards of the Skate. Fantastic, it takes a seat, so she has lead in a power jam for Richter City. This could be a good opportunity for them to close up that gap. It is currently only 17 points, so not a lot in it still at this point, and it will be interesting to see how it goes. So a 5-point fast there for Scandalous. Both teams now with full teams of blockers on the track, which is making life a little bit tricky for Scandalous as she tries to rack up some points. But at the same time, a little bit of jammer on jammer action at the front there, as Fantastic is the jammer for Wards of the Skate. She's not wearing the panty at the moment. She has stashed it so that she could get through the pack. Scandalas deciding to put the speed skates on and try and get a few more points before she calls off this jam, but the call from the bench is to call it off, and she does so. She picked up 5 points in that jam before calling it off. So it was a 15-point jam for the All-Stars, taking them to 94. The difference now just 7 points, if I can math. I can. I've got the thumbs up from my, I don't know, what would we call you, my producer? We'll do that, calling producer. That sounds much more intelligent than person watching the chat box in case there are questions. But she's also that, and just a 7-point difference now, so the game getting much, much closer. Now engaging with you in the chat box is, I'm sorry, I don't even know your name. Steph. Say hi to Steph. It's been a really long 2 days of derby, and there's even more to come, and we're not sure how much sleep we're going to get tonight. So excuse us having a laugh on the live feed at TGSS 2018 as Nerdiator comes through as lead jammer for the Richter City All-Stars. Oh, big hit there onto Sinead Doust. She has taken the star. Looking a little bit dizzy there almost as Richter City pick up 4 more points. Closing that gap down to just 3, I think. Yes, 3 points the difference now. So game getting very close, very exciting. And it is Jiminy hit it out for lead jammer for the Wards of the Skate as Princess Slayer? Yes, Princess Slayer fights her way through. It takes a little bit of an assist, a little bit of an arm whip off one of her teammates, unfortunately going out of bounds and getting recycled all the way back there. But she has now passed the start to Tough Bickies. Tough Bickies now jamming for the Richter City All-Stars. Tough Bickies also finding herself, well, an attempt at a recycle, but in fact turning into a cut track penalty. So that hands the power jam to Jiminy Hit It. A chance to maybe increase the lead that Wards of the Skate have. The very slim lead, but maybe after this jam it will be a little bit higher. Jiminy Hit It with lead jammer position. Calling it off on her knees on the floor there. She picked up 2 points in that pass before calling off the jam. So that takes the Wards of the Skate out to 113. The All-Stars still on 99. So still anyone's game. We still have more than half of this period to go. So we could see lead changes. We could see massive blowouts. Who knows? This is the consolation finals. So these teams are not playing for the right to be in the grand final, but they are playing for the right to play off for 3rd and 4th position. Number 162, that is Bailey's Comet, is taking herself off. She looks like she copped a bit of a knock to the face. I believe someone did receive a high block penalty, so it hasn't gone unpunished. And a bit of a jump, and Tough Bickies is through with a no pass, no penalty. That is her initial pass done. She can come around and try and rack up some points now. As Peaches and Scream pushes the pivot from the Richter City All-Stars. That is Tino Turner doing a fantastic job of blocking Peaches there. And it looks like we have no lead jammer for this jam, so it will be going out to the full 2 minutes. Peaches and Scream may have been eligible to pick it up, however, she took the jammer cover off. So that means she cannot be lead jammer even though she has completed the initial pass. Tough Bicky's now pushing at the back of the pack as well. I've entirely lost track of who is on what pass, if they are on scoring passes or initial passes. I can see Tough Bicky's there trying to pass the star, but jam times out. And that is 4 points in that pass, I think, to the Richter City All-Stars, taking their total for the jam to 104. That takes the team from Wellington over the century mark as well. So whatever your ritual, go right ahead. Triple figures for Richter City. Awards of the skate now on 122 points. Lead still only 18 points for awards of the skate. So as Scandalas pushes through, picks up lead jammer, she will be looking to close down that differential. Meanwhile, Fantastic struggling to get through the pack, just finding the wall of purple and the hips of Princess Slayer, who has been jamming a lot this game but is now performing double duty, and fantastic blocking there. Tangling a little bit with number 47, which is Bowie Sin Skates, trying to recycle the ward jammer. And Scandalas out of the pack for 4 points. And the pack at a standstill on the straight here coming up into turn 1. Scandalas through once again, that time for 5 points. We've had a panty pass, so jamming now for Ward is the pivot number 47, Bowie Sin Skates. She is pushing around, trying to do her best. Meanwhile, Scandalas hops through, calls off the jam, 4 points. She looks pretty happy with herself. And at the end of that jam, we are even Stevens. So both teams on 122 points. And I'm assuming that is why Scandalas looked so happy with herself. Closing that gap, leaving this game open to whichever team can take it. Playing for bragging rights and a spot in that playoff for 3rd and 4th tomorrow. Holly War now back jamming for Ward. Nerdinator jamming for the Richter City All-Stars. Both teams now fighting really hard, knowing that there's literally nothing in the game at this point. So Nerdinator having passed the start to Tino Turnher, and the jam is being called off. 3 points for Ward and no points for Richter City. So the Wards of the Skate clawing back a tiny lead of just 3 points over the Richter City All-Stars. Princess Leia now lead jammer for the Richter City All-Stars. Jiminy hit it, jamming for the awards of the skate. She has stashed the star, but that is a Princess Leia out. Picked up 5 points, which for now at least takes the All-Stars in front by 2. And Slayer going through the pack once again, picking up 4 more points, cementing that lead for the All-Stars. It's now out at 6 points. Lead swinging back and forth a bit here in this game. We have an official timeout as the penalty box staff actually run into the centre. They are checking off the number of penalties with the penalty tracker, would be my guess. That looks like what they are doing, but who knows? Double checking, triple checking, making sure everything's going according to plan. Possibly making sure no one has inadvertently fouled out.
My best friend, she went looking for my drink bottle and she couldn't find it.
Still in an official timeout here. Sorry, I put my microphone down and you probably picked up a little bit of the conversation from our NSOs there. That's okay. One has just run in from a meeting and is very puffed out. So waiting on our penalty box manager and timer who are conferring in the centre there. Leo Slayer there on the jam line giving the lovely official timeout hand signal very gracefully. And it looks like that is the end of that. No idea what that was about, but it all seems to be sorted out and we can get on with the show as Chemical Warfare, I believe, is taken. Yes, Chemical Warfare is the jammer for the Richter City All-Stars. And it is number 526, Peaches and Scream for the awards of the skate. Both teams offering up some fairly solid defense. Peaches and Scream thinking she's through. She's called lead jammer, but classic case there of eating the baby, recycled all the way back to the rear of the engagement zone as Chemical Warfare actually exits the front of the pack. So Peaches and Scream with lead jammer position, but still on her initial pass. And calls off the jam. Chemical Warfare sneaking one lonely point there. Another official's timeout there. Alt ref dashing off somewhere, so not quite sure what's going on there, but it looks like play is underway once again. It is Scandalous jamming for the Richter City All-Stars. And it is fantastic jamming for the awards of the skate. So Scandalous handing a power jam to Fantastic. Some fantastic defensive blocking here from the All-Stars. And now it is Fantastic heading to the penalty box for a cut track penalty. So we will have a jammer switch out in the box. Fang will sit as long as Scandalous sat, and Scandalous sending her blockers forward to open up a path for her. The pack moving very fast, but Scandalous moving faster. That is her initial pass, so not a scoring pass yet. Fantastic standing, waiting to be released from the penalty box. Scandalous now going through, trying to pick up some points. We will have no lead jammer in this jam as both jammers have picked up penalties. So this jam will be going out the full 2 minutes, and it will pretty much be a battle of which jammer can score the most points to take advantage of this situation. The score's very close in this game, but that is another 4 for Scandalous. Fantastic still just trying to work her way through on what I think is her scoring pass. No, that is her initial pass, so not yet any points for Ward in that jam. One more sneaky point for Scandalous at the back there. That's a six point jam. Oh, 2 points. 2 sneaky points at the end there. Thank you, Jim Peckable. Taking the All-Stars out to 139 over the Wards of the Skates, 125. And huge defensive action happening on the jammer line to the point that I can't actually see who's jamming. But it is Nerdiator, and she is lead jammer for Richter City. Just checking with her ref there whether she needed to see the cut, but it looks like she's all good. Number 86, Holly War, coming up close behind her, overtaking her. So Nerdiator casually calling off the jam. 0 points apiece. And Richter City All-Stars holding on to their very narrow lead as we head into the last 5 minutes of this game. Excitement and nerves kicking in at the moment, I wouldn't wonder, for both our teams. Looks like that is a Princess Slayer lining up to jam for the Richter City All-Stars. She is knocked out of bounds and recycled as Jiminy Hit It picks up a lead for the Awards of the Skates. So WA now with lead jammer position as Scandalous puts the rockets on and tries to catch up to also pick up some points. But Jiminy Hit It picking up 2 points to Princess Slayer's 0. Narrowing the lead of the All-Stars to just 12. It's way too late, and I've commentated way too much derby to still having to do maths at this time. But I will try. At least it's a small margin, and I'm not trying to calculate massive differences in scores. And that's what we like to see in these finals games. Nice tight competition, nice close scores, indicating that these teams are well matched and have come in to these finals at the about the right place. Looking through to track number 3, I can see another tight game going on there. 1 point currently between those two teams. I don't know which two teams they are. I can just see the score, and it's very close. And it seems to be in the dying seconds as well over there. So lots of excitement over there, lots of excitement over here. And lots more excitement to come tomorrow as we move through the battles for 3rd and 4th, and then into the divisional finals. So starting with Division 3, then Division 2, then Division 1. And there will be a handy little mini game in the middle of all of that. The VRDL All-Stars, who I believe are still currently number 1 in the world, will take on the Division 1 MVP skaters. So that will be some fun, entertaining little match to take your attention away from the divisional finals tomorrow. There'll be some trophy presentations. There will be some halftime entertainment, all sorts of things going on tomorrow. So make sure you tune in on the live feed. And if you live in Adelaide, you can also tune in to Channel 44, where all the action from Track 1 will be airing as well. Looks like that is Nerdinator for Richter City. Yes, it is, number 404. But she has cut the track. She will be going and sitting some time in the penalty box. Fearsome blocking now to try and keep the power jam under control as Peaches and Scream does what she can against some pretty tough blocking up the front there. Good recycling there from the Richter City All-Stars blockers. It looks like we've got Sting and tough Tino Turner actually doing the damage there, holding Peaches and Scream for almost the entirety of Nerdinator's penalty there. So it is Peaches with lead jammer, but no scoring pass yet, so not a lot of damage done during that power jam. Just 3 points to the wards of the skate. Just 9 points in it as we head into the last 2 minutes of this game. And the bench coach for the wards of the skate calling a timeout.
Jammer, is somebody tall? Can't tell if there's a crop top or not over there. I don't think so. Yes, there is a crop top. Then it is.
Somebody on track 5 has got a bit smart with the scoreboard, and it says that tomorrow starts in 702 minutes and 45 seconds. So if you were wanting to set an alarm, that will tell you who says that people who set up scoreboards don't have a sense of humour. I can barely do the maths on the scores. Don't ask me how many hours that is, but it's only about 12 because it must be nearly 9 o'clock and we start at 9 o'clock tomorrow. Yes. I'm going to go with 700 minutes being 12 hours, but that was just a guess. And Jiminy Hit It has lead jammer for Wards of the Skate, and it is Princess Slayer for the Richter City Roller Girls. Roller Derby, my mistake, not girls. Princess Slayer through, she's picked up 4 points. Jiminy Hit It calling off the jam, she's picked up 3 points. So a very slight advantage to the Richter City All-Stars in that jam. Just a difference of 10 points as we head into the last minute of this game. One minute is a very long time in roller derby, and anything could happen. This could be the last jam. We could see one more, and this could very well be the jam that decides the winner of this game, who will go through to play off for third and fourth against the winner of the other consolation final, which is happening somewhere else, and I don't know who that is or where it is, but it is Scandalash has been sent to the penalty bin. So that could change everything, as it looks like Sinead Doust, is it, with the star pass for Ward. Ward doing everything they can to keep the Richter City blockers apart, to try and stop them from blocking the jammer. There's 5 points picked up by Sinead Doust. She comes back around. There's lots of screaming as Scandalas also returns to the track. She's picked up 5 points. We've got a few people standing around the sidelines now. Word getting out that this is coming down to a very tight finish here on track 4 at the Great Southern Slam Day 2. And now it is a power jam for Scandalas of the Richter City Roller Girls. Now the period clock has wound down. Not long left on the jam clock. Jam clock, of course, superseding the period clock. Classic commentator line there. Never got to use it until now, so there you go. Scandalas puts the hands up in the air. The jam clock winds down. 3 points picked up by the Ward Skaters and 2 points picked up by the Richter City Roller Girls in that last pass. So it looks at this point like our victors will be the Richter City All-Stars with 155 points, plays 141 for Wards of the Skate. And a very close game there, very exciting finish. On the edge of my seat there, if I wasn't so tired and sitting around lounging because I'm exhausted, but I would be on the edge of my seat if I had more energy. So the Richter City All-Stars will go through to the battle for third and fourth place in Division 2 tomorrow. Tune in to that from Wellington. I know we've got a few viewers out there tuning in from over the waters there. And that will be an exciting game. I wish I could tell you who they're playing, but I don't have that information to hand right now. So that'll just have to be a surprise. You can find out tomorrow when you tune in to the live stream to watch that game. For now, give a round of applause at home to your Richter City Roller Derby All-Stars. We have Tough Bickies, Sting, Tino Turner, Bailey's Comet, Boo-Hoo, Malpractice, Nerdiator, my bad, May, Princess Slayer, Greta Growler, Chemical Warfare, and Scandalas. And don't forget to give a clap to runners-up Carnosaurus, Jiminy Hit It, Tiny, Coca-Rola, Juicy M Suffer, Rena Machina, Bowie Sin Skates, Hella High Water, Peaches and Scream, Sinead Doust, Beers, Holly War, and Fantastic, your wards of the skate from WA Roller Derby. Thank you for tuning in. Come back tomorrow as we see the last day of the Great Southern Slam for 2018. My name is Willowmina and I am signing out for this evening. Catch you on the other side.